Here I will show you the meaning of all the different LED indicator here and what they stand for in any model. Okay, I have a TDA200 Panasonic PABX, and this can also work for other model also, but we are going to be working with TDA200, and I'll show you what each of the error lights stand for. I'm going to remove the front cover so that I can get access to the inner section of the PABX. Here I have access to the inner section of the PABX, and the first light here I will be talking about is this light, the light on top of the power switch. This obviously is the power LED light. This light normally comes up when the power supply is on and the power supply is okay and working. That is when you get this green light. But this light can also be off sometimes if the LED bulb here is bad and while your machine will still be working. But basically this has to do with the power switch. If your power switch is working, this error light will likely be on. Alright, the next thing is the power indicators for the cards. Here on this PABX, we have different cards here and they all have LED indicators to show the state they are in. Now, if you notice on this card, we have some cards are blinking. I'll show you the reason why these ones are blinking, and I'll also demonstrate the reason how to correct these blinking lights, what they stand for, how to trace it. I'll show you how to do all of this. So basically, all this light is, once it's showing green, it shows that the particular card is okay and it is working fine. When it is showing red indicator, it means that there is a problem with the card. It's either the card has failed or you need to initialize the card for you to be able to work with the PABX. Now we have these two lights here. There is a green light here and there is a red light here also. This shows that the PABX is powered on and the CPU is also working. So the PABX is powered on and the CPU is working. And after that, we have this light here. This indicator here comes on once your power is on. And then we have all of these cards with their own different indicator lights for them. Now, you notice that these lights are blinking, and while some of them are not blinking, we have three lights here, three lights on the cards that are blinking. I'm going to tell you the reason why they are blinking. That is because there is a breach somewhere on the card. I'll show you how to correct the problem now. It actually shows that there is a problem somewhere in your connection. Even though the problem is not fatal, it won't stop other things from working, but it's just an indicator. You should also resolve this issue. Now, on this particular card, you notice that the light is not blinking. All right, it's not blinking. Now, I'm going to trace the Amphenol cable of one of these cards and I am going to bridge it so that you see what is going to happen to that particular light that is not blinking yet. All right, notice that the first card here is still not blinking. So, but the other cards are blinking. Not all of them do, but some of them are blinking. Now, this particular one is not blinking yet. The first one is not blinking, while the other ones are blinking. I'll show you what to do to correct that blinking issue. The blinking, like I said earlier, has to do with a breach somewhere on the Amphenol cable or in your connection. There is a breach somewhere. The positive and the negative of the card the positive and the negative cable has breached each other. So because of that, it is blinking to let you know that there's a problem somewhere in your connection. So the light currently again is not blinking. Take note of it. I'm going to do a demonstration now so that you see what I mean. These ones are blinking, this is blinking, and this one also is blinking. While the first card is not blinking, I'll do a demonstration for you to see. Now, this is my Amphenol cable and the Amphenol connection. I removed the crown so that you can see what I want to do with this to be able to correct that problem. Now, we have two cables here. There is a blue cable and there is a white cable, blue and white. They are not joined together. That is the reason why that first card is not blinking, because they are not bridged together. Now I'm going to strip the insulation and then I'm going to bridge the two metal parts together so that we'll see what will happen to that first card that was not blinking before. So I've bridged the two together. You can see they bridge together. Normally they're not supposed to be bridged together, but I'm going to bridge it together and then see what will happen to the card. Now let's go over to the card now. If you notice on that particular first card that wasn't blinking before, you can see that started blinking now. The first card has started blinking now. You see, it is blinking now. And that is because I bridged the cable. So once you have a card in your PABX system that is blinking like this, it shows that there is a problem somewhere in your connection. You probably bridged a cable together, which is not supposed to be so. Now I'll go back here and I'm going to correct the problem. I will separate this cable. I'm going to separate them and see what will happen to that particular first card that was blinking just now. All right, I've separated this. I will go back and see the first card again, the difference there. You can see that the first card has stopped blinking, automatically stopped blinking. The reason is because I have separated the two cables that are bridged together. Now this 1, 2, 3 card that is blinking, if you want to correct the problem, just trace your Amphenol cables or trace your cable connection. You will notice that there is a cable somewhere that is bridged together. Remember, this is not supposed to be so, because this can in the long run cause problem for your card. But because the card has some level of protection, that is why it's able to accommodate all of these errors. But once you notice this, trace your connection and correct the problem before it shorts the card, and then you have to get another card. This card are pretty expensive in the markets now. Now let's go over to the CPU card again. This is the CPU card. I said earlier that this is where the indicator light will be. Once you power on your PABX, this light here is going to turn on. It's going to turn green for a few seconds, and it will occasionally begin to blink. The LED will begin to blink occasionally to show that the CPU is working. All right, so this particular PABX, when I turned it on initially, it was blinking. and then now it has stopped, and occasionally it will blink. Another thing we have here is this particular socket. This is the USB port here. You use this to connect your PABX to your computer system so that you can make any settings you want to do on your system. Then we have this two switch here. Number one is reset button, and then we have the initialization switch, which is used to initialize the PABX if there is an error with the card. That is a card in this SD port that contains all the settings done on your PABX and all the programmings. Thank you for watching. I'll see you some other time.